well-proportioned stop.
Well, this is the OJ Today. What's up, everyone? I'm Alex Bastyovanszky. Thank you so much for tuning in to this week's program. We got a ton of stuff. We got league news and notes. We've got a feature story on the Toronto Junior Canadiens. That's all coming up later on. First, though, game highlights. And, you know, one of the best stories in the league this season has been the Aurora Tigers. Now, the Tigers are a storied franchise. The Cats have won 2 national titles and set countless players onto the next level. But in the last season that Aurora played, they won a grand total of 7 times over 54 games. An off year, to put it kindly. Well, this season, the Cats are back. They've already surpassed that win total just 2 months into the campaign, but they faced a serious challenge against the Raiders in Georgetown on Saturday. Highlights in this segment are brought to you by Instat. Instat is the official analytics supplier to the OJHL. Georgetown trying to keep pace with Burlington in the chase for West Division supremacy. And with the Tigers already up 1-0, check out the quick move right there off the draw by Luke Reeve. And the Raiders were in a hole down 2-0. They would dig out of it though. Reese Chittington, chitty bang bang. This sweet shot past Nolan Boyd, and that cuts the deficit to a single goal. Then shorthanded in the third, Chris Ishmael off to the races. He goes blocker side on Nolan Boyd. That ties it up and sends this one off to overtime.
Draws it back for Smith. Down low for Reeve. Out front, shoots, scores! Lee Chang, the overtime winner on the power play in overtime.
Lee Chang playing the hero for the Tigers as their resurgence continues after a couple of lean seasons. Great to see the Cats doing so well again. An East Division showdown, the Hawks and Coburg to take on the Cougars. We pick it up in the second. Trenton already up 1-0. Nobody picks up Aaron Jamieson. Completely untouched, strolls out front, puts it home. And Trenton up by 2. Second frame, the Cats cut into the lead. Andy Rice tips it home on the doorstep, and it was a 2-1 hockey game. But then Dalton Bancroft goes to work.
Now a track down and turning away with it now. Bancroft down the right side. Oh, nifty move there. Played out front, wide open, that they score. And you try to stick check Dalton Bancroft, you might as well have a toothpick in your hand. You got to play the body, man.
Kevin Dean with a great call there. The OJ's leading scorer, Bancroft, another 2 points on the night as Trenton wins 5-3. Another East Division tilt here. Halliburton and Wellington to face the Dukes. No scoring until the second. The puck takes a nasty little hop right there. Mason Reeves says thank you very much. Wellington up 1-0. But then a brutal giveaway by the Dukes right there. Coughing it up. Peyton Shaley getting it started. Oliver Tarr finishes it. That evened it up. This one came down to the final seconds in the third period.
Tarr, his league high 21st of the year. Both goals coming in the second period, and that's where we stand as Ballard charges in after it, forces a turnover, sends it out front, Pierce high slot. Big save, Chichagoy rebound back in front of the net, Ballard scores! Harrison Ballard picks up the puck and buries it. It's money in the bank with 39 seconds to go. 2-1 for the Wellington Dukes.
Don't sleep on those Dukes. After a somewhat slow start to the season, they are looking dangerous. Okay, the Chargers in North York to take on the South Division leading Rangers. Mississauga upset them a couple of weeks back. Not to be on this day, though. Jack Hewitt breaking a scoreless deadlock in the second, 1-0 NYR. In the third, they would put this baby to bed. Mississauga with the ugly turnover. Rangers pounce. Christopher Catrignano with the finish. They would add an empty netter to seal the deal as the Chargers put up a good fight, but come up just a bit short in the end. 3-0 final. Okay, one more in this segment. St. Mike's taking on the Patriots, and with the Pats down 2-0, Nolan Lowe with the absolute beauty pops the bottle to make it 2-1, and just $1.25 later, Carter Deisman tips the point shot past the keeper to knot it up at 2 apiece. All double blue from that point on, though. Riley Sutherland going for his skate and finishing in style. You will see that again in the plays of the week, I guarantee it. St. Mike's takes down the Patriots by a 5-2 count. Okay, big OJ commitment to tell you about. Jack Sparks, the towering defenseman, and I do mean towering, for St. Mike's. He's 6'7". He is going to be a Michigan State Spartan come the fall of 2023. He's committed. Congratulations, Jack. Okay, Performers of the Week brought to you by NutriFarms, the official sponsor of the OJHL Championship Series. And the goalie of the week is none other than Selby Warren of the Red Hot Toronto Junior Canadians. Look at those stats from the last 3 games. Spectacular, 3-0-0, 2.35 goals against average for the Junior Canadians. And his teammates, Christian Catalano is the OJ's skater of the week. He absolutely torched the opposition. 5 goals, 4 assists, 9 points in 3 games for Catalano as the JRCs continue to chase division supremacy in the South. Hey, welcome back, everyone. You know, as a diehard Toronto Maple Leafs fan, I'm legally obligated to hate the Montreal Canadiens. Show me the blue, red, and white, and all I see is red. But the Toronto Junior Canadiens are an entirely different story. It's impossible for me to have anything but respect for this franchise. Year in, year out, the JRCs are always in the thick of the battle for OJHL supremacy, and they've produced a bevy of NHL draft picks over the past few years. This season, they're once again in the conversation in the chase for the Buckland Cup, and we take a closer look now at the JRCs and this week's Team Spotlight. And this segment is brought to you by Clean Quip. Clean Quip is the official disinfectant supplier to the OJHL.
Will bring it over the line. Reel to Vitale in the slot. Vitale, one move. Oh, what a beautiful goal! Forehand to backhand to the back of the net. Eric Vitale.
To watch the Toronto Junior Canadiens play this year, you'd never think the squad had missed a full season due to the pandemic shutdown. The JRCs have looked like a well-oiled machine out there, sporting one of the best records in the OJHL, and currently battling North York for top spot in the South Division.
First of all, it's a great group of kids. Pleasure coming to the rink every day and coaching these guys day in and day out. They practice super hard. We've taken some strides in our consistency and our habits. I think we're a fast team. We've got a fair amount of skill, and we do have a good amount of depth.
Dropped off. Bigras backhands at Fukakusa. Oh, what a move! What a goal! Engine number 9.
I think we're going to be able to put up a lot of points, lots of goals and stuff, and I think our special team should be pretty good. We'll have to work on as a back end together and make sure we're getting the puck up to our forwards and letting them get to work down low. We have Liam Fedak, who's a great leader. He is always staying positive, keeping the boys honest. We also have guys like Fuchs, who's just a hard-working, great guy. He's really skilled and can put some points up too. He's a great player. And then Matty Wild too is just lights out, making great plays all over the ice for sure.
To touch on a couple of players Bertrand just mentioned, Fedak is the Canadiens' engine. He captains the squad, but has had a run of bad luck with injuries this season. When he returns, it'll make an already potent lineup just that much better.
Yeah, Liam's been had some unfortunate circumstances injury-wise this season, only playing 4 of our first 20 games. He's just coming back from a visit at Union, so he does have that interest. The 4 games he did played extremely well. He is our captain and our top centerman. So we're going to be really excited to have him back in the next week or so.
Matthew Wild currently leads the team in scoring and sits in the top 10 for all OJHL point getters this season.
Wild trying to beat him to it. Matthew Wild in, shot, scores! Oh, what a goal!
Yeah, Matthew's been excellent. Another guy that does everything well. Skates well. He's responsible defensively. Very, very good with the puck, doesn't turn it over much, and he can shoot the puck. He's able to score.
Cooper Bertrand has been solid on the blue line and provides an offensive punch as well.
Yeah, Coop's a great defenseman, really shifty on the back end. Great heads-up player, and we can always look forward to him moving the puck up quickly so he can get up ice and create some scoring chances in the O-zone.
The Junior Canadians have been one of the top teams in the league the last few seasons when it comes to producing top-end talent. They've had an NHL drafted player for 3 seasons in a row. First it was Jack McBain, then Eric Ciccolini, and finally Ryan Teverberg. The Canadians have a reputation as a first-class organization that sets players up for success.
Yeah, I think it starts from coaching staff and management, and it kind of trickles down to all the players, but just having an environment where, you know, we're expected to succeed, to come in and give it 110% every single day. That's what we benefit from the most.
How successful this year's team will be by the end of the season is yet to be determined, but Cooper Bertrand thinks they've got the tools to make a deep run.
I think this team can go really far this season, as long as we all stick to the game plan and really hammer down on the small details. I think this team's got a great core and good goaltending and everything, and I think for sure we'll be able to get deep into the playoffs as long as we stick to the plan.
Scores! And the JRC got it home!
Okay, let's take a look at some OJ alumni news. Ayrton Martino, who starred with St. Mike's for a couple of seasons and is now with Clarkson University, was named the ECAC Rookie of the Week. And of course, Martino was taken in this year's NHL Draft, 3rd round, by Dallas. And Liam Robertson of previously the Whitby Fury, now with Union College, he was named the ECAC Player of the Week. Congratulations on the honors, guys. Okay, a look at the CJHL rankings for this week. Brooks holding on to the number 1 spot. 2 OJ teams cracking the list. Trenton at number 8, Burlington at number 17, and the North Division leading Pickering Panthers getting an honorable mention. And just a reminder that OJHL.ca, the league's official website, is where you can head for all the latest statistics and news and great stories by OJHL feature writers as well. This segment of the OJ Today is brought to you by Jostens. Jostens is the official award and ring supplier to the OJHL. Hey, welcome back, everyone. This week's OJ alumni interview features one of the top defensemen to come out of the league over the past few seasons, and he was a guy who could put up some serious points.
And Naziar's picks it up and brings it out for the Rangers. Naziar's going to go for a skate. Why not? Shoots a goal. He scores! Over the glove of Timpano into the top corner, and it's 2-0 North York.
Joey Maziar's had 3 full seasons in the OJHL with North York after playing 4 games as an AP with Orangeville. He was named the league's top defenseman his final year, earned an NCAA scholarship to Mercyhurst University, and he joins us now. Joey, thank you so much for taking the time, man. How are you doing?
Yeah, I really appreciate it. Thanks so much for having me on.
So I'll just point out, you would normally be in Erie, Pennsylvania at Mercyhurst University right now, but today you're joining us from your home in Waterloo. Why? Update us on what's going on.
Yeah, so actually right now I'm just going through a little bit of an injury right now. It's unfortunate, but you know, it's part of hockey and everyone goes through it. But I'm on a good path and hopefully I'll be back there soon.
Yeah, you must be just chomping at the bit to get back out there. And it's now your 3rd season at Mercyhurst University. And you stepped right into the lineup as a freshman right out of the OJHL. You made a big impact. You got lots of minutes. Just talk about your experience at the school so far and what it's been like.
Yeah, you know, so far, I mean, I'm 2 and a bit years in there. It's been awesome for me. I think that working with Jeff Schmogi in the OJHL really prepared me for everything. With Mercyhurst, I think the coaching styles are pretty similar. And you know, honestly, it's if you really take the time to kind of get through the schoolwork and work your way towards kind of that side of being a student athlete, everything else is kind of the fun part, right? So head to the rink every day, kind of do your thing. And obviously the teams we've had with Mercyhurst the last 2 years have been kind of younger developing teams, and we haven't done as great as maybe we would have hoped. But at the same time, I think for all the players on the team, we've really learned a lot. And the next 2 seasons here, for me anyways, will be, I think, pretty exciting.
Oh, you mentioned Coach Jeff Schmoge and the Rangers there. You spent 3 seasons with the organization, and your final year in the OJHL, of course, as I mentioned before, you were named the league's top defenseman. Talk about your time with the Rangers in the OJHL and how it prepared you for your hockey career.
Yeah, well, like I said, I think a lot of guys kind of have their own roots in that college hockey, and I think the position I was in with North York and Jeff Schmoge being the knowledgeable guy that he is really kind of helped me navigate my way through that point in my career. Ultimately, North York, I mean, I can't say enough about the guys in the dressing room we had. 3 full years there, saw a lot of different guys kind of come through and play with us there at North York. But ultimately, I think that the culture we kind of had and cultivated over the 3 years kind of really contributed to the person and player that I am today.
Well, in 2018-19, your last season, you were part of that powerful North York Rangers team. You guys made it all the way to the conference final before being upset by the Wellington Dukes in an epic 7-game series. Not trying to rub salt in the wound, Joey, but just talk about that fantastic Rangers team and that season you guys had.
Yeah, so that whole year was a ride. We knew we were going to be good. The year before, we were really solid too. So we were kind of, I remember coming into the year thinking, I think this could go 2 ways. I think we could maybe take a step back after that kind of big season the year before in terms of how well we did in the regular season. And I think that Claude, our general manager, really kind of pushed with the players we had and decided that we're going to go for it again. And I'm really glad he did, because we actually broke the record that we had broken the year before for most wins in a regular season for North York. And so we were pretty well built to kind of go far. And I think that coming into that Wellington series, we battled back to Game 7, and I thought, we had the momentum going into it. We were at home. Yeah, they just kind of took it to us early in the series, and we had a hard time kind of closing it out after that.
Joey, unfortunately, we're out of time. We got to wrap it up. But thank you so much for taking the time. Glad to hear that you're on the mend and you'll be back out on the ice soon. Take care, man.
I really appreciate it. Thanks a lot for having me on.
Okay, there's just so much alumni news this week. Ryan Teverberg has been invited to the Canada World Junior Selection Camp. He, of course, starred with the Junior Canadians a couple seasons ago. He's now with Connecticut in the NCAA, and he was selected in the 2020 NHL Draft. And a couple of Junior Sabres have been named to the USA World Junior Preliminary roster. Luke Pavicic is now with UMass Amherst, and he started with the Sabres back in 1920. Declan McDonald, who started with the Sabres back in 2018-19. He's now with the Kitchener Rangers. He's also been named to the roster, and he was a 7th-round pick of the Tampa Bay Lightning in 2020. Drew Worrad, I remember him from the first year we did the show, actually, way back when. Blades 2015-17, now with Western Michigan. He leads the NCAA Division I in scoring right now. Way to go, Drew. Okay, a North Division tilt between Pickering and Stouffville. Ian Martin pouncing on a Spirit miscue in the first, and he will pop the bottle to make it 1-0. Carson Whitson responds for Stouffville in the second, though. Slick moves and the finish as he risks it home to knot it up. The teams traded goals after that. This one ended up going to OT. Pickering's Elijah Pillowsoft with the pillowy soft hands. If you're going to win a game in overtime, do it in style, right? Beauty. Panthers, red hot. They take down Stouffville 4-3. Welcome back to the OJ Today. I've had a few OJ observers this year tell me that the team that frightens them the most in the ultra-competitive West Division is the Milton Menace. Now, they haven't been up there battling for first place in the division as of yet, but they've got one of the best offenses in the OJHL and have already knocked off league powers Georgetown, Pickering, and Oakville. On Sunday, they added Burlington to that list. OJ highlights in this segment are brought to you by Warrior. Warrior is the official hard goods supplier to the OJHL. And that West Division continues to be brutal. Every team at 500 or better, and Milton continues to scare the hell out of people. First period, Holden Rogers tipping home the point shot. Menace with the early lead. 5 minutes later, Lucas Buzziol making it 2-zip for the Menace, and they just kept on coming in the second. Ryan O'Donnell steals it off to the races, and like taking candy from a baby, O'Donnell makes it 3-0 Milton. Honestly, this offense just killer for the Menace. Aiden Hughes to Jordan Rendawa. He makes it 4-0, and Milton wins this one going away. They dropped the West leading Cougars 5-1. I guarantee you nobody wants to face Milton come playoff time. Another Wild West showdown, although this one wasn't close either. Brantford and Oakville. Jaden Lee with the shot Tristan Malbuff would love to have back. Not sure how that snuck through. 3 minutes later, though, Blades on the power play. Adam Tucci smashes it home to draw Oakville even, and it's 1-1. Brantford would never trail again, though. Jack Robertson, gorgeous backdoor feed for Lucas Thompson. That's a power play marker as well, and the 99ers were back on top 2-1. They led 3-1 in the second when Kurt Watson will go roof daddy to make it 4 for the boys from the Telephone City. They would never look back. We've said it before. You cannot take any nights off in the West Division this year. Every team is so strong. Okay, Caledon, JRC's viewer discretion advised. This one was a bloodbath. This was off the opening face-off. Ben Van Wastershoot makes it 1-0, 9 seconds in. And then up by 2, Cooper Bertrand goes 5-hole to put the Canadians up 3-zip. Caledon gets one back. Luke Perovich finds some daylight and pulls the Admirals back to within 2. Watch this sequence in the second period, though. Matthew Wild gets absolutely crushed by Parker Petruniak, but on the same shift, Wild will take the stretch pass and talk about a recovery here. He will put it home, and then, for good measure, decides to go and rub it in Parker's face. Now, boys, play nice, although the JRCs definitely were not very kind on this day. 10-2, the final there. OJ Leaders brought to you by Nutrifarms, the official sponsor of the OJHL Championship Series. As we take a look at your scoring leaders right now, Bancroft continuing to lead the way, padding his lead actually, followed by Brad Summers, Oliver Tarr, Bryce Sutherland, and Holden Rogers of the Milton Menace. And the standings, looking at the Southeast first, North York, slim lead over the JRCs, while out east, Trenton, healthy lead right now over second place Halliburton and Wellington. The Northwest, Pickering, 6-point lead over second place Collingwood. In the West, Burlington leads. Oakville has overtaken Georgetown, but have played a few more games. But again, Milton, Brantford, both very, very competitive as well. Crazy division this year. Plays of the week now brought to you by Troy Hockey. Troy is the official apparel provider to the Ontario Junior Hockey League.
Boy, under a minute to go. Chang. Oh, what a hit! Jennington.
Summers got it now, works out in front. Martino, great save from Curtin. Another go, and Curtin.
Pickering trying to sidestep his man, brings it in. Scores! Carried out in front of his net. Just had an outside step on his man.
For them through center. Onto the wing. Ray with a nice move and scores!
Narrow for Riley Sutherland, fresh off the bench. Couple of nice moves. He fires and scores. Riley Sutherland.
Body there, and he loses that, but the Admirals fail to clear. Turned over to Farrow. Oh, a nice little move. Farrow scores. Oh, what a move by Wilson Farrow.
Morning. We are underway in this second period here in Oakville. There's a big hit.
Lambert in the zone end will send this up ahead. Big collision there as Loretto and Villafleur stepped into one another.
Held it up by Pickering. they're going to bring it over there. Oh, hammered there by Dupuis.
Farrow ahead for off open. This is a 4-on-1 off open for Donahoe back in front. And a big save made by Cook, and he's down to hold on.
At the big chance, scores! Put home by Luke Reed. He puts it by Kingo.
Pass in front, and a quick one from the Patriots.
Puck bounces. Now a track down and turning away with it now Bancroft. Down the right side. Oh, nifty move there. Played out front, wide open, and they score. And you try to stick check Dalton Bancroft, you might as well have a toothpick in your hand.
And that is going to wrap it up for this week's show. But just a reminder, all throughout the season, you can stay up to date with what's going on in the league by checking out the OJHL's different social media outlets. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. We'll see you next week.